Good morning. My name is Jan Stanix. I'm Vice President for airBaltic. Do you happen to know which universities in the world, which of them teach airBaltic product innovations? Just name a couple of them. No? No guess? Okay. I was actually, on Monday, I was a guest lecturer at London West University. They have a master's program. They're one of many who actually teach airBaltic product innovations. And they were quite excited to learn more from the original sources. And they were actually wondering, how comes that, you guys, managed to come up with so many things, green flight, roses on board, Mini Cooper on board, and now, Bitcoin. World's first again. And importantly, how do you manage to do it also at profit? I have to say, not all of our audiences are as eager as these 250 students in aviation management who will be actually in 1 or 2 years, they will be actually running airlines around the world. They are eager. They want to know. But how about those, the rest, who we want to know? Because it is very often, people really haven't noticed we are profitable. People haven't noticed, we run these green flights. How many of you have had this situation that you run like 10 positive projects, and then none of them gets noticed because you have one big negative one, and that overshadows everything else? Have you had this? Come on, PR people. You haven't had negative cases. Yes, right. Okay, well, we do. And then we thought, like, why don't we take this, slightly, this controversy, and actually use that controversy, in our favor, Try to get the gray cloud a little bit greener in our case, or red in your case, or bluish. So, Bitcoin? Who of you have heard of Bitcoin? Yes, everyone. A lot of controversy in it. It's not regulated. Governments do not approve of it. Central banks criticize it. Regulators criticize it. So we found a model in airBaltic actually to accept Bitcoin safely for our business, and beneficially for our customers. Once we created that model, then we crafted our PR campaign very carefully to be accurate, but to be also, what? Controversial. So immediately, as we went out with our statement, central banks issued warnings. Regulators issued warnings all over the place. They were creating that gray cloud that was actually green. That was actually, beneficial for us. This is only a number, not all publications that you have seen globally. So, and on top of it, we were happy to make money. We have dozens of innovations geared for only one purpose: make money. Questions? Yes.
More about this money. How much did you get out of this campaign?
Yes.
Was there any? Yes.
Even more like yes. Because but more. But the actual bookings, less than 1,000 for an airline. We run it for now a couple of months. Less than 1,000. We sell 15,000 seats every day. Nothing directly. Now, question to you. How many of you live a comfortable life without Bitcoin? Hands up. Oh, majority. plenty! Wow! How many of you have Bitcoin? At least one. No hands. But you told me earlier, you know Bitcoin, don't you? Yes. That's the question. They spill the green cloud for us. Regulators, banks, Varis, from the Bank of Latvia. You criticized us. Thank you. So,
Okay, so you increase your sales, it's fine. But can you specify for how much, particularly because of this case? Because you can tell us many things that went very well in general, but in particular, about this case.
as soon as you can measure directly, I mean, what we can measure is we have web analytics tools that help, that help us measure how many people knew about it, how many people read the message, and it's over 100 million. That's what we know. We can't measure all the televisions around the world because when when somebody reports about it in Australia, I'm sorry, they won't be buying a ticket to Barcelona from Rio. That's natural. You cannot measure this. But what you can measure is if you don't do this, you definitely don't get this publicity campaign. And what you can measure is, of course, the money you saved on advertising. Because of course, airlines are really, in a really troubled market these days. They won't spend even 10,000 euros for advertising, less even for branding. I won't spend 10,000 for this. No. I will spend only a couple of hundred, and that's what we did. So, and basically, and if I get a lot of noise out of this, and if it helps me, get extra bookings, even if it's like 5,000, 10,000 bookings, I'm really happy. Yes?
So, starting with full disclosure, I'm from Latvia. So, and also coming to this point that controversy dealing with a risky payment instrument creates your branding as well.
That's true. And actually,
how is that airline is controversy? Do I want to fly with an airline that's brand is controversial, risky, or is it vice versa? I should be very safe and very, very kind of pragmatic under airline that I dare to fly.
So the question is, does that controversy affect safety?
Or the branding, the image of the brand.
Yes.
Preference.
One thing where airlines, which is a religion for airlines, it's safety. Name one airline in Europe, one, and I give you a free business class ticket immediately. One airline that hasn't had controversy. One. In Estonia, I can't name you one. In Scandinavia, none. Nowhere in Europe, because airlines, they actually, everything apart from safety, it's controversy is just part of our daily lives. Our assets to be arrested in Lithuania, isn't it controversy? Then another airline, flying new type of fuel, is that safer now? Controversy is part of our DNA. But where we are really robust, that controversy will never affect safety. That's why you don't see Bitcoin type of campaigns being run on the operational side, on the safety side of the airline. And that's very clear. And of course, for the banks, we are happy to disclose the model that we employ. It's not controversial. It's very simple, actually. But we don't tell it fully because we want banks to stand up and ask the question like you did, and fuel our campaign. That's what we want. Thank you.
Second question. When Bitcoin failed, you will be also again in the newspaper. All over the world.
Exactly. You know what happened? We introduced Bitcoin. So what happens when Bitcoin fails? Fantastic question. It even doesn't have to fail. Russia criminalized the use of Bitcoin. 150 million market. One of the most lucrative markets for airBaltic. We were not doing anything, but because we are the only airline accepting Bitcoin in Russia, and Bitcoin became criminalized, we were all over the news in that market. That airBaltic accepts Bitcoin. Our exposure is actually, it's not close to zero, it's zero. because it's 1 day of value of Bitcoin sales. Because immediately,
And,
yes.
Okay. Thank you.